Hello and welcome to the Love Talk Show. Can opposites attract? Even more, can opposites survive past initial attraction? Today we have a couple that, despite their differences, couldn't be any more compatible. You're probably wondering how, but you'll soon find out on today's show. Also coming up, we have a 1-minute bulletin, our trip for two, 60 seconds from the celebrity couples, and of course much more with the quiz and 3 most annoying things. So stay tuned. No two people are the same. We all have our likes and dislikes, preferences and personalities. So imagine how much more so in a relationship. Differences can be dealt with through compromise and understanding. So let's find out how our couple did just that and more on today's show.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Love Talk Show with me, James.
And with me, Helena. Now, we all have our values in life, things we consider important, some others not so important. And today we're going to talk about that.
Of course, and when it comes to values, you know, no area in life is as important as love. If the person you're going to be in a relationship with doesn't have the same values, the same principles, you're going to have a big problem, because those are the things that either make or break a relationship.
Yes, it's true. You know, values are much greater than the feelings that you get when you are in love, because that kind of feeling, those emotions, they will just go away, you know, with time, and reality will sink in. And that's when you will realize that the values are not the same, and then you can have serious problems.
That's right. Values are the foundation of who you are as a person. Not your personality. Your personality has little to do with values and principles. You can have completely different personalities from your partner, completely different, and still the relationship works really well. You have a great dynamic to your relationship. But when what you stand for, and I think this is the right word to explain this, if you stand for something and you're going to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't hold these values, you are going to have a serious problem very soon.
Yes, it's true. You know, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, the things we know and the things we learn can really mold our values. And we have the values that we have today because of our upbringing, things that we saw, things that we saw, and we thought, you know what, this is good for me. I'm going to live by these standards. And when you get together with someone who doesn't have that, it's a real problem.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes there are things we go through that change these values. I remember talking to people, not just one or two, but quite a few people who have said, look, because I was betrayed before, someone cheated on me before, now when I'm on a relationship, I cheat first. I betray the person first, so I'm never betrayed again. But then you are not solving a problem. You have turned your values upside down, become a person that maybe you don't like yourself when you look in the mirror, and you haven't solved anything. You've only made the situation become worse.
Yes, it's true. But let's see what people said on the streets of London.
Should couples take each other's values into consideration before they commit?
Yeah, I think they should, because a relationship wouldn't really work if couples had opposite values.
Well, yeah, probably. But it's hard because, I mean, at first you don't know the person that you're with that deeply. So, I mean, you discover each other's value when you're already together.
Yes, I think it's important. Your values basically make up who you are. So couples should respect each other's values before going into a relationship. If you're not ready to live with your better half's value, then there's no need committing to each other.
Will there always be compromise of values in a relationship?
No, never. No compromises about these important things.
I don't think so. I think you can have people forget that you can still be your own person in a relationship, so you can still have your own values and your own ways of doing things and accept someone else. It's like getting on with a normal person on the street, like you accept them for what they are.
I would say most likely yes. I mean, it would take a very, very kind of perfect coupling for you to meet someone who you entirely agree with, and you don't need to compromise your values a little bit.
Are we more attracted to people with similar values or different values to our own?
Well, maybe at first different, but then when you have to create a solid relationship with someone, it must be the same, like it must have the same values as you, or there is no future.
Similar values, I would say. Yeah.
I think different. I think we seek things that are kind of opposite to us, that excite us, and we want to learn new things. So I think, yeah, opposite values, I think, most of the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just tend to seek out comfort, but then again, there's always people who seek out a challenge as well, I guess.
What are the unforeseen problems of someone who does end up in a relationship with someone of different values?
It would definitely cause a lot of conflict and arguments and sometimes problems that can't be solved.
When you're in it for the long term, then everything becomes more obvious. And then you realize, oh, actually, I don't really believe I can follow your values. And that's where you have problems down the line. So I think it's important for you to be aligned in your values.
I think if children are involved, extended family, I think that's when kind of there'll be bumps in the road, but it depends how strong the relationship is for the values to kind of separate the couple or make them stronger.
Can we make someone change their values, or is it something they have to want for themselves?
It depends. If some people have really strong values, I don't think you can, but sometimes people are open to change.
It's definitely up to them. It's up to what they personally want. It may even just be a thing of seeing new things and kind of going, oh, actually, I like that way of doing it. But I don't think you can make someone change it. If you do that, they'll definitely revert back.
They'll never change unless they want to change, basically. But you can be the influence to make them.
Okay, there's just 2
Very
points.
interesting.
2 points I want to make, because someone said, well, you never know someone's values until you move in with them and later on in the relationship, and that's completely wrong. I mean, you won't know who the person is completely and everything about them until you move in with them. But by then you should know what they stand for,
Of course.
their values. And the other thing, I think there were some people there that confused values with personality, because, you know, can a person's values change? If you, for example, if you don't think that faithfulness is important, can that value change? Can you get to a point where you understand that faithfulness is important? Yes, but I don't want to be with you until you change. That's the whole point. The problem is that, yes, values can change, but I'm not going to be with you waiting for those things to change. Mm-hmm. So I think that's important, that personality is one thing, and personality is not a big deal. You can be as different as night and day. But when it comes to values, if the person can change, yes, they can, but you have to, it's important that you find someone who already has that same idea of values as you do.
I agree. You know, there were a few comments over there that I didn't also agree with. And one of them was, you know, some people seek an adventure and they tend to seek someone who is different from them. Again, I think they misunderstood, like you said, personality and principles, because if you get with, if you let's say that you are someone who, let's use the same example of faithfulness, okay? And you know, I'm a faithful person, I hate unfaithfulness, but I'm feeling a little bit more adventurous. I want to get to know someone who is unfaithful, or if I find out that he's unfaithful, then it's a normal thing for him. I like this, it's cool, it's an adventure, what do you think? And then it doesn't make sense. It doesn't bring happiness, it brings a lot of tears, a lot of traumas, a lot of hurt. And this is why maybe people choose not to get married as much as before, because they are not thinking about these things.
That's right. Well, there's a lot of stuff in the world that influences our values, or that try to influence our values, both positive and negative. And you need to keep an eye out for what these things are. If you feel that someone may try to interfere with what you believe is right in a relationship, then it's important that you stand your ground. Don't accept something that is less than you think you deserve.
Yeah, indeed. But you know, their choices, people's choices, are always, whether you like it or not, they are always based on your values, on your principles, even if you don't know that you have them. Because some people are not aware of this principle thing. Oh, I am who I am. But there is a base, there are roots to everyone. And you will see along the way that there will be things that that are not acceptable to you. Because you will remember, oh, hold on, I was brought up like this. We don't do lying in my house. So you will find that you don't accept lies from other people.
Well, let's go now to our Love Talk Show 1 Minute Bulletin. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Love Talk Show News. Now, a recent study done at the Georgia University found that couples who are thankful and grateful for little things that they do for each other stand a better chance of making their relationship last.
Indeed, feeling appreciated and knowing that your partner values you can do wonders to your relationship.
Now, the sad thing is that we say thank you every day. We say thank you when people let us cross the street. We say thank you when someone helps us get on the bus. And sometimes we forget to say thank you to the one person that truly matters. The person who looks after you when you're sick, the person who helps you when you're discouraged. So don't forget, if there is someone that deserves to receive your thanks, even for the little things, is your partner. Make sure that when this person covers you in the morning, when they help you to serve you food, you say thank you in every single moment. So that's a big news flash there. It's important to say thank you, as if
it's
someone...
a life-changing research.
Yeah, but let's just say, Helena, it's interesting that, as we were saying, sometimes you say thank you to everyone because it's polite. You go to buy a coffee and the person hands you your coffee, you pay for the coffee and yet you say thank you.
Yeah, you're all tactile with the person.
Exactly. You get on the bus and you say to the bus driver, thank you for opening the door to you, whatever. Sometimes we forget to say thank you to the person who gives life and limb for us. So yes, just want to bear in mind.
It's true. It does make a big difference, you know. But going back to the values, what we were talking about before the bulletin, it's interesting that values tend to change. You will see that some values are called old-fashioned values. But I am of the strong opinion that you should stick to the values that you believe in and things that you believe are good for you and make your life move forward.
Yeah, and you can't be afraid of people calling you an alien because you believe in marriage, right? Mm-hmm. Or because it's sometimes I feel like we reached a point where if you stand up for what you believe in, whether it's in a relationship or something else, sometimes you're made to feel like you're old-fashioned or you don't know what you're talking about. And yet, if you truly believe in something, in your marriage, for example, if you truly believe in honesty, in openness, in not keeping secrets, mm-hmm, then don't let anyone make you believe that it's okay to keep secrets. Stand with your values. And if you are looking for someone to be married to date, then make sure the person you are looking for has those exact same values.
Well, what can stop a womanizing man to become a committed person? Well, it might be that he's married to someone with very strong values.
A womanizing man or a manizing woman, right?
Yeah, which is the same level these days.
Trust me, listen, nowadays it's almost the same.
Yeah, indeed. And well, I believe that what can maybe change a person like this, mm-hmm, is if the other partner, he's patient enough, mm-hmm, and really wants the other person to change. The person will wait and will be very honest about the situation. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And by the way, we have to get our production team to contact Oxford so they can add the word manizing in the Oxford dictionary. Very important. that one is trademarked to the Love Talk Show. Let's go to a short break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're talking about values today. Now, something I was thinking, and I was actually talking about this on the radio the other day. People, I've done this myself. We tend to follow people, and sometimes we don't even think of why. Why am I following such and such trend? Why am I not even questioning if this is good for me, or even fashion? So human beings have this tendency, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't know if you do that I'll just follow because it's very in at the moment, so I'll just do it. And the same goes with values. Mm-hmm. And this is how values get lost along the way. People just forget to, hold on a second, who said that this was right? I used to believe it was wrong, mm-hmm, and it worked for me, it kept me happy. So
and actually, we spoke quite a bit about if you're single and you're looking for someone, it's important you look for someone with the same principles, not the same personality, but the same principles. But what do you do if you're married? What do you do if you're already in a committed relationship? You're living with someone, you've been together with this person, you have kids, and the person still has different principles that you have. What are you going to do? Do you quit? Well, whether you quit or not, I don't know. I don't know the situation you're in. But one thing is for sure. You cannot allow someone who sees something wrong as something normal. You cannot let a person like that make you feel that you're wrong because you are standing your ground for what is right. So for example, I've heard people who still decided to stay in a relationship even though there's verbal abuse. And maybe you knew that your values told you this is wrong. But maybe that person said, this is how I am, you have to accept me. This is how my dad was, this is how I am. And if you don't like me, I'm gonna leave. But then you need to be strong enough to stand your ground. If someone is trying to make you accept unfaithfulness, if someone is trying to make you accept lying, breaking the law, whatever it is, you know, marrying a person should never make you change your core values. You can even change your personality because I think you acquire the other person's personality as you move on with the marriage. But you can never change your core values, your foundation of who you are.
And you know, James, when you stick by what you believe, by your standards, it's impossible for people not to respect you. They might criticize you here and there, but deep down they wish they had the guts you have for standing your ground, for knowing what you want and knowing where you're going. Because it's very easy to criticize. People who often criticize people with values are people who are lost. They don't know what they want out of life yet. They are just like looking for love or looking for finding themselves. You know what they say out there, like in the movies, I'm still finding myself. So they criticize those who know where they are going. And you know something, for those out there who are watching us and maybe feel that this applies to them, just follow someone with good values and learn from them. Don't criticize them, you know.
That's right. Now, we hope that we've addressed the two sides, those who are single and those who are in relationships, and we hope that this has been helpful. We want to introduce you now to a couple who will be doing the quiz in just a moment. And they had the same values. So the problem was not values. The problem was that they were polar opposites, complete opposites.
And they still are.
Still are, but for a while that became a problem. But you're going to hear their story in just a moment. First of all, here's how they did in the quiz.
Hello and welcome to this week's quiz. Now today I have with me Joseph and Ashanta. Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Well, I know that you've been dating for just under 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But we still want to know how well you know each other. So, the rules are very simple, okay? All you need to do is to answer 5 questions each, and you only have 10 seconds to answer each one correctly. So it goes by really, really quickly, okay? Yeah. So bear that in mind. Now, let's begin with Ashanta, shall we? Are you ready, Ashanta?
Yeah.
How confident are you feeling about this?
I'm pretty confident.
Okay, so question number 1 for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What annoys Joseph the most? 10 seconds. Think of something that gets you.
When I whine or complain or when I don't know what I want.
Oh, you said something else? Oh, you ran out of time.
Okay.
When Arsenal loses.
Oh yeah.
You know that one.
Yeah, I should have got that. Sorry.
Well, question number 2. You still have 4 to go.
Okay.
What are you two most likely to argue about? 10 seconds.
Him being late, punctuality.
Yes,
or me being late.
But not him being late. I think you being late.
Exactly.
Okay, just because you said the word right, I'm going to count this one right, okay? Punctuality. Question number 3. What's his favorite TV series? 10 seconds.
His favorite film is Lion King.
No.
Favorite series? Match of the Day?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. It's not. I don't think you can call it TV series, but yeah, that's what he likes to watch on TV. But you got it right. Well done. Question number 4. What does he like to do in his spare time?
Play football.
He said something else.
Ooh.
Keep trying. 10 seconds.
Eat. See me. Go to the cinema.
Yeah, cinema. Just just about. Listen, you were so lucky. Question number 5 and last one. So focus, you only have 10 seconds.
Okay.
What does he like the most about you?
My smile,
Something else?
my kindness,
Something else?
I don't know.
She said you are very caring, you are extremely caring, and he loves that about you.
Aww.
So yeah, so almost there, but not quite. Okay, Joseph, it's your turn. How are you feeling about this?
Ready, confident.
Because she did really well.
I'm going to get 5 out of 5.
Are you?
5 out of 5.
Okay, so let's see that. Question number 1. What gets Ashanta really irritated? 10 seconds.
Punctuality, yeah.
Nope. You're out of time.
Damn.
When you don't take her seriously and when you are a bit too loud. You know when she's talking about something serious and you just, yeah.
I guess this is news to me.
No, I don't think so. Well, we can talk about this later, but no fighting. Question number 2. Focus on this one.
Okay.
What's her favorite film?
I know this.
Keep trying.
It's Colombiana.
Yes, correct. Well done.
Yes.
Question number 3. What's her greatest passion in life?
She enjoys tailoring.
Exactly. Well done. Question number 4. What's her shoe size?
She wears 5.5.
No.
5.
Yes. I really sounded like a big question was coming out, isn't it?
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
the shoe size?
Yeah, it's a shoe size, easy.
Last one. You ready?
I'm ready.
You only have 10 seconds.
That's fine.
What does she like the most about you?
I'm funny.
She said 2 things.
I'm funny.
Something else?
Caring.
No, something else?
Focused. I know what I want.
She said, you ran out of time, you know that, right?
Okay.
She said you are very, very decisive and very driven, and she loves that about you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well done
Thank
to you
you.
both. And the score is a draw. Yes, again, for the 3rd time in this quiz, we've had a draw. I'm very amazed at that. But we're going to ask them another question, and the first one to answer it correctly will be the winner. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So the question is, at what time did Joseph propose to you, Ashanta? And Joseph, you need to answer this one as well.
Can
okay?
I answer it now?
Yeah.
September the 5th.
What time? What
Say the
time?
What time?
7 p.m.
No, 7:45.
You know we can check that, right?
I remember she came off the flight at 7 o'clock. She landed at 7
So
o'clock.
it wasn't 7
about-
p.m.
About 7, around 7:30.
So the winner is Joseph. Well done, Joseph. You're going to be the one taking the trophy home.
Yeah.
Well done. Sorry, Ashanta.
It's unfortunate, but
Okay, don't worry. You did really, really well, actually. Very well done. Okay, now let's go to the 3 most annoying things about your partner.
number 1, she would say she would buy me shoes on, say, a Monday, see the shoes on a Wednesday, and be like, I don't like those shoes anymore. And I'm like, but you bought it for me, so it's like, how can you not like it? You bought it for me.
He's always late.
When she's finished, she's full up. I know she's full up because she's starting to play and mess around with her food, but she refuses to admit that she's full up. So we're stuck in a restaurant sometimes. I've finished my meal and we're sat there for another 10, 20 minutes sometimes while she's just playing around with her food, and then eventually she gives in and says, I'm full up.
He takes years to reply to a text message, like ridiculously long.
It's not so much annoying, it is and it isn't, because I like to cuddle her as well, but it's everywhere. It's like in the street, at McDonald's, in the McDonald's queue, and everywhere. And I like the hugs, I really do, but sometimes it's overwhelming when you're waiting to get a cheeseburger.
If Arsenal loses a match, or he loses a match he played, it's like the whole world has come to an end and the rest of the day is just ruined.
Welcome back. Well, you've met our guests, and we have a winner on our quiz. We have
Yes, we
Joseph
do.
Charm and Ashanta here, and I believe, Joseph, you won.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
By the way, I would
You
like
are-
to present.
You are the recipient of our
Well done.
Thank you
I
very
hear that
much.
you're very
of
competitive.
our trophy.
Thank you very much.
Look, he wants
Like
to
to
make
see
sure
it.
everyone's seated
Thank
at
you very
home.
much. This one's for you. I want to thank Ashanta for all the hard work she put into this. And yeah.
That's great. So,
Don't be sad, Shad.
well, if you haven't noticed, Joseph, you're always laughing, right?
Yeah.
Which is good.
All the time.
You were actually, for those who don't know, we had this charity football match, and you saw the highlights in one of our past programs. You were the master of ceremonies.
Master of ceremony. No, yeah, we was hosting it. It was an amazing event, to be honest.
And
The
our
match went well.
team won.
Yeah, of course, they won.
Deservedly
Sorry.
so.
Deservedly
they
so.
won.
Yeah, exactly. They won and they done well. Played hard. Beat the other team well.
It was an
That's
even
what
game,
they
but anyway, let's not talk about football.
This could go on and on and on and on.
Ashanta
forever.
already said that one of the most annoying things it's to do with football. I won't mention it here now.
I've come to
Anyway.
terms with my.
Right. Today we're talking about standards in relationships, and to start off, you guys have the same standards, but I know that even though your relationship is quite new and young, you had some trouble adjusting in the beginning. We're going to hear about this in just a few moments, but first of all, you proposed to Ashanta recently.
Yeah.
How long ago?
It was September the 5th. September the 5th.
Precisely at 7 p.m. and what? How many
Around
minutes?
7:30, 7:45.
Okay.
You better remember the date and the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see a video of that proposal.
Excuse me, can you stand up, please?
Look at me. Look at me. Come on, man, open your eyes. Look at me, in my eyes. Listen, there is a million words that are running through my mind. Honestly, I can't pretend like I'm some bold guy. But the only one that stands out to me right about now is sacrifice. And I want to give the rest of my life to you. So Ashanta Hayes, or should I say Ashanta Louise Catherine Hayes, will you marry me?
You better not be crying.
Hey.
I didn't do anything even remotely close to that. But congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you
So guys, let's
was
talk
really
about
nice.
your relationship. I mean, you've been dating and now getting ready to get married. You've been together for how long?
Just under 2 years.
Under 2 years. So what brought conflicts in the beginning, Ashanta? What problems did you guys have? Where didn't you see eye to eye?
Actually, I wanted to ask you something else before that question, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I was chatting with them backstage and everything, and I see that they're very different. Like we are very different from one another. Do you mind if I ask, what did you see in Joseph and vice versa that really, caught your eye? Let me just out of curiosity.
To begin with, I liked that he was funny because I didn't know it was this much. But I liked that he was funny. I didn't know how old he was, but he seemed to be like really mature. He was like well kept. He had discipline. He carried himself well, and he knew when to be funny and when to be more serious. And I really liked that about him.
Okay, what about you, Joseph? Let's hear it.
That she was probably the only person. She was like very, very kind of stern, and she's probably the only person in the world that can control me, because I'm crazy. So, but yeah, no, she was really very well kept, similar sort of features, but mainly
Well kept.
mainly.
My dog.
So,
You said I'm well
so
kept.
you liked the fact that he was funny,
Yeah.
right? But when you started dating, was that being funny, was that overwhelming? Was that one of the problems?
It was because I used to feel like he was too funny. Like he was too much. I used to feel like, isn't there like an off switch, or can we like cap it a bit? It was too much for me to take, because I don't know. I like jokes, but I guess I like to have control. So when it's okay, you can be funny now. Okay, you can't be funny now. When it's, I don't know how to explain it. It was just so much. It was overwhelming.
So basically, you wanted like a wind-up toy that you could
basically. She wanted a toy monkey, is what she wanted.
But when you found out that he, you know, he had this nature, that he was always joking, always laughing, so that became a problem for you at some point.
Yeah, because I saw it as immaturity. So I thought, okay, you're immature. You don't have balance. It used to wind me up a lot. It sounds silly, but it used to wind me up a lot. Like so much. Oh, just leave me alone, and I'll just go. And then he would still be coming after me, but in a funny way. It was so annoying.
So it was full
so
on.
annoying. It was full on.
Good sense of humor. Put it that way.
Well, this is news. No, I'm joking.
So the one thing, it's interesting, because the one thing that, you know, made you feel attracted to him was the one thing that later became slightly off-putting.
Well,
Yeah.
it's worth to mention that one of the first things on the list of people who are single and looking for someone is a good sense of humor. So yeah.
But I think probably Joseph has too much of that, even in his name, Joseph.
But it's
Charm.
good to have charm, isn't it?
Too much charm, too much. So how when that happened? I mean, did she ever tell you that this was a problem, or?
She did. She spoke to me quite a few times. We touched base on it, but again, I always let her know. In those moments, I was pretty serious, and I had to tell her that it was maturity is making the right decisions at the right time, because she kept on saying that you're immature, which it was almost like she was attacking me, but at the same sense, I did understand at times where I was being too funny, as opposed to, because even though, I liked to joke, she didn't like it as much as I did. So I would always kind of read where and when to tell the correct joke. But when we used to address it, I think that was probably the key misunderstanding. Just like she took it as immaturity, and helping her understand that, and just me trying to put that across in a serious manner, which was very difficult. It took me a little while to get used to.
Well, I promise that in 50 years, after you've been married for 50 years, maybe 45, things will get better.
Yeah, exactly. I probably still tell a lot of jokes. I tried to, but it's I'm sorry.
So where was the balance? Was the balance, Ashante, that you accepted him for who he was, and you said, well, you know, this is part of who he is. I don't really want to take away his personality, or was it you that toned it down, Joseph? Or was it a combination of both? What was it?
I think it was a bit of both, because I remember we spoke about it, and I realised that I was being a bit of a snob. I was being a bit stuck up, and I was trying to mould him to be how I wanted him to be, whereas you can't change somebody. I think it's a bit rude, a bit intrusive to try and say, okay, look, stop doing this and that. So I think I had to change, I guess.
We met down the middle, because it did start to take its toll on our relationship, if I'm honest, because at first it's like, because she was so domineering at the time, it's like,
Did you see her shock face? Shot of that on camera really well.
Yeah, but like I don't know, because she was like, oh, you can't be funny here. It's like, I'm sorry to say, but it was like dating my mum, and it was just like, I was just thinking, but I get told this stuff like by my mum. And
but maybe if you get told about that by your mum and
it's a
maybe
problem.
that's a sign.
It was, but because it was like that, I started to tread on eggshells around her. It started to lead into other little issues that we started to have, because I wouldn't really then have enough confidence to kind of tell her, look, this is wrong, this is right, because I was so used to her talking at me and saying, no, you need to be like this, you need to be like that, you need to be like this. So I was focusing so much on myself, and sometimes we'd force conversations that we didn't need to force, like, oh, what do you think I need to change about me? and like she'd expect me to answer that on the spot, and I'm
Of
just
course you
like,
have to answer on the spot.
But it's impossible.
it's impossible.
No, it's not impossible.
You're fine.
It's impossible.
For me,
It's
like,
not
you're fine.
impossible.
Everything
Shanta,
is-
I'm with you.
Joseph, I'm with you. Good. You know, no,
Fine.
but let me tell you something. Just actually, we have a couple of minutes before we go to the break, and this is, it's like when we used to date, right? And we used to go to a very famous fast food chain for lunch, and we
We
were
didn't have
sitting
much
there.
time, so we had to
We
make
were
them.
sitting there, and Helena would say, "Oh, you know, so tell me about yourself. Tell me about your day." And so no, everything's fine. No, but tell me. And the more you do that, the less you want to.
But you should explain to the public that when I said that, it was prior to a silence. You know, you were on a date.
I was
you're
very
supposed
quiet.
to communicate.
I was a very quiet person.
It's like you didn't want to be there, so I was like, okay, just let me know.
No,
and I will just leave.
I wanted to be there, but picture this. I was very quiet. Helena was very talkative. It's always been like this. I mean, I talk more now. I made an effort, but
And
it's
I
like
talk less.
I agree with you, Joseph, that the more you are told to do something, the less you want to do. So the more you say, no, come on, talk, or what do you feel we need to change about our relationship? Most guys will say, no, everything's fine, right? Sometimes we need our brain to get in gear so we can think.
Because if she said that and like, not put a time scale, but gave me time to think about
Come back
it,
tomorrow
then
and tell
I would be able to come up with some things. But in the moment, like I'm eating, like we're talking about something totally different. And she said, oh, so what do you think I need to change about myself? And I'm just like, nothing, you're fine. And it's so genuine, like it's genuine because I haven't got time to think about like, what you needed to change.
Well,
So
that's a very nice compliment.
What we've learned so far about you guys is that you were attracted to him in the beginning because it was funny, and then it became too funny, so you didn't like that, and you felt that sometimes you were put on the spot a lot.
Yes.
We're going to see how they managed to deal with that in just a moment. First of all, here's what's happening in the celebrity world.
Hi again, and welcome to the hottest celebrity couples, Serena Williams and Drake. The tennis champ and singer were recently caught snogging outside a fancy restaurant, supposedly celebrating Serena's win in the WTA tournament, which Drake attended right there in the crowd. Way to show your support. Almost as good as celebrities getting together are celebrities having babies. Tom Hardy and his wife Charlotte Riley surprised everyone on the red carpet for his new movie Legend by heavily showing her pregnant belly. This will be a new addition to their already existing family, and by the looks of it, it will be coming very soon. Another couple soon to be expecting baby number 2 is none other than Tom Fletcher and his wife Giovanna Fletcher. With baby number 1 already making viral videos, how else would they reveal the expectance of another? That's right, you guessed it, through a video. These two youngsters may very well be the internet video stars of the future. Watch this space. Well, that's all. See you next time for some more hottest celebrity couples. Bye.
Well, let's go for a short break. We'll be right back with Joseph Charm and Ashanta Hay. Welcome back. So we're here with our guests. We've learned that Joseph is a funny guy, too funny for his own good sometimes. And guys, you've managed to make things work, right?
Yeah.
So, Ashanta, by the way, let me just say here, I hope you don't mind, that you usually attend our Saturday seminars,
Yeah.
right? And there was once you came to talk to us about this very issue.
Yeah.
So we're glad we could help. But what was it that made you, Ashanta, change the way you saw him and not be as bothered by this personality that he had? Where did things change?
I think it's when we actually came to speak to you and I saw his reaction, and I saw that he genuinely didn't see what I saw, and I felt like I was being a bit unfair. And I remember it was when Helena told me that maybe I'm being stuck up, maybe I'm trying... No, that's what you said to me, that maybe I was being stuck up, maybe I was trying to
But it helped,
change
right?
him. Yeah, it did help. And I really thought before I spoke, and when I saw that I kind of spoke to him differently, his reaction would be different. Or when he was in one of his excited moods, I would try to get there the best I can. I'm a bit more reserved, but I'll try. And when he saw that maybe it was grating on me, I saw that he would stop a bit. So we both had kind of a mutual understanding, because when we spoke to you, he got to see how I felt and I got to see how he felt, so then he was able to work on it from there.
Did you notice that point that it was a little bit too much and she wanted you to tone it down, even though she didn't say that, she wouldn't say that? Did you notice when you had to tone things down?
And yeah, I had to start learning where and when to again make the jokes and stuff like that. And even, I don't know, more so with her, I started to see what her behaviour was like when I met her during the day, if she was already in a bit of a mood, if she or like just in general, like I just started to really kind of find the right balance in terms of making the right jokes and stuff like that, and making sure that I wasn't ticking her off.
I know that you guys are going to get married soon.
Yeah.
And you know that this is going to happen all the time, you know, most of the time where, not, let me finish, I can see my husband. You having to realize that you're not always right, or you, and always coming to an agreement, always meeting halfway. This is married life. I used to say, and I still say, that when you get married, you get to know yourself even better. And you get to practice a lot of humbleness.
Yeah.
And this is how things work. So yeah, this is good practice.
Yeah, I think it was
That's what I wanted to say, really.
And what do you guys still, do you have things that you're still working on? Do you have things you still struggle with?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You were very quick to say.
She's very good. Go ahead.
No, we both struggle with punctuality, because sometimes he's taking too long to get dressed and choose what to wear. Get stuck in traffic.
We had a day trip to Paris not too long ago, and we missed the train because somebody was doing their makeup. So, and I don't wear makeup.
You can always carry the makeup with you, you know that.
But apparently it's a mutual thing. She said it's you have a problem with it as well.
It's funny because when we were doing the quiz, I asked, so what annoys, I think, Joseph the most? And she said, when he's late. I said, no. He said, when you are late.
So it's a mutual problem.
Yeah.
It is.
But it's a bit annoying.
We're still working on it. We're still working on it. It causes little arguments every now and again because
especially when he's late to weddings. Hope you're not late to our wedding.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
I'm going to show up after you. But no, yeah, I get you. No, that was one thing that we started to work on more. We're starting to put a lot of focus into.
Actually, let me just tell you that that's a problem not just in a marriage, that's a problem in life.
Yeah.
If you start arriving late for job interviews and so on, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it is.
But guys, I wanted to thank you so much for being on the program, right, and sharing your story, and to show that even though you can have problems in the beginning, and you know, couples always have problems, if you're committed to work to solve those, it can always be solved.
It only shows that it's okay to be different, and it doesn't make you incompatible. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, this week we didn't do an activity together, a dating activity together. Helena went for a well-deserved girls' afternoon out. I did the boys' afternoon out last week. This week was her turn. Let's see how it went.
So Helena, what are we up to today?
Well, today we're going to have a consultation with a stylist.
You know, we never hang around together, so I'm actually so happy that we're having time together. And we're getting a stylist.
Last week the boys went out, today's our turn.
We have to show them that we can do it better, right?
Yes. It's going to be really exciting. They're going to show you what colors suit you and the styles that
it's
suit you.
It's going to be that detailed?
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
Let's do this.
Hello, Helena.
Hi.
Welcome to Westville's Fashion Lounge. I'm Ellen. I'm going to be your stylist today. I'm from a company called Style Doctors. Are you ready for your day of fun?
Yes.
Yay, let's go.
Yes, let's do this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, how would you describe Helena then?
I think she's
that's
quite stylish, very beautiful. Trying to figure out what kind of look she likes. She likes classic looks mostly.
Relaxed.
Very relaxed, very relaxed, but serious, classic, chic, I think.
Yes.
Lovely. Well, this is a good friend for you to bring along. So I would say, just kind of looking at you, so this is just kind of on a first glance as well, you can take quite strong colours. So
let's say this red is, for example, is brilliant. Electric blue would be really good on you as well. An emerald green would look nice as well.
Is that cold colours?
No,
or
they're
warm?
quite warm colours.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was a cold kind of.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean by cold and warm.
Yeah, you can take quite rich, strong colours basically. So jewel tones would be really nice on you. But on the other side of that, it is December, so there aren't a lot of these nice jewelry colours around. Unfortunately, it's a lot of black, it's a lot of metallic. But what I want to show you today, though, anyway, is something that's kind of completely different to your everyday wardrobe as well. And as a little treat today as well, we have got a lovely makeup artist here for you. So you're going to have a makeup makeover, and that's actually something that we recommend at Style Doctors as well. Is that when you come to a personal shopping trip, that you turn up looking your best as well. So you know, sometimes you go shopping and you might have just been to the gym and you've got your hair scraped back and you don't feel good. Your clothes are never going to feel good either. So we always kind of suggest turning up to go shopping, whether it's for the stylist or whether it's for the friend, looking your best. So we're going to treat you to that first.
Alright.
So Helena, we're in the makeup room now. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Uzi, part of the style squad. Enjoy yourself, ladies.
We'll do.
We're just going to go for some bronzes and golds today, which will look great against your eye colour and hair colour. Just to add a lighter colour in the corner of your eye. This will enhance your eye and make it look brighter. A bronzer tone for the corner. And this will emphasise the eye and give it shape. So we're just following the natural eyebrow shape. And having good eyebrows will give you a lovely look.
Yeah.
And it
Completed.
Because we've made the eyes so glittery and deep, we're just going to go for a natural nude lip colour.
You see, men don't need any of these things.
Men will always look the same every single day. You can have a different color every day, be more adventurous. So I think we get the best out of it.
I'm just going to put shadow underneath, and again I've used a slants brush and powder shadow.
This is so
And
relaxing.
it's really important to just use light brush strokes because you don't want flushed cheeks.
Wow, Helena, I must say your makeup looks amazing.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, both of you. Did you enjoy it?
We did, it was really great.
Right, now it's the exciting part as well, clothes, okay? So we've picked out a rail here for you today, so it saves you having to trawl around the shops, okay? So it saved you
Which
time.
I'm not a big fan of.
Okay, good, yeah, so we've got everything here. We're going to start off today fairly kind of, shall we say, kind of softly, and then we're going to go on to something a little bit more glamorous, okay? So we're going to start off with leather leggings, okay? I'm going to give you those, and I'm going to give you this very kind of glitzy top as well, okay? So you're going to try that one on.
Love this.
That's from Bieber, and you're going to put on these high heels.
Okay. Ta-da!
Helena, that is
This
lovely!
is so me.
Is it? Okay, we got it right, didn't we?
This is lovely. I love it. I love it.
This is something that you put on top of that top just to give it kind of another look though as well. So something like that just adds a bit of texture to your outfit. So
Love
isn't
it.
this completely different to what she was in before? Amazing.
Definitely.
Yes,
It
it looks
was.
fantastic.
Yeah, that makes a difference. Oh, that makes a huge difference.
Wow! Helena. Wow!
Okay, Helena, it's official. You're getting jumpsuits from now on.
Really?
That's beautiful.
Okay then.
How do you feel?
Easy to put on,
Yeah?
ready to go. That's what I like.
Free. Now do you know where your waist is?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic.
Somewhere here, isn't it?
It is there indeed. So now your legs look really, really long. But we're not quite finished yet. Like I mentioned, you always need the last finishing touches. So we're
Okay.
going to put this little necklace on to draw even more attention up here. And that complements your beautiful makeup as well. And then we're going to put this little jacket on top. Now I'm giving you a crop jacket, Helena, because you actually do have such an amazing waist shape. And we don't want to hide it anymore. Wow!
Wow.
Another fabulous outfit.
That is nice. This is kind of what you like, isn't it? That Great Gatsby look, 50s look. This is really lovely.
How do you feel in
love
this?
it.
I feel very comfortable.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the dip hem. I actually love that.
Me too. It's like
Oh, this is
dress
beautiful.
So this is it, Moti. This is a wonderful thing to do with your girlfriends. I loved visiting the style doctors. You know, they make you feel so comfortable. They don't make you feel bad for you not liking certain parts of your body, and then you know what I mean. So she made me feel really, really comfortable. I loved every single thing she picked for me.
Yay!
Really,
Exactly
really.
what we're gonna do
So
as well.
that shows how professional they are, and I think it's an amazing thing to do with your girlfriends. Thank you so much. And we are also going to have a blog on this on our website, so don't miss out.
So how did that feel?
Very good. We should do this more often. Yes.
Let's stick to once a year. Once a year is enough. Well, I want to thank our guests for being on the program. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
It's
you
a
very
pleasure,
much.
and I wish you all the best for the future.
Absolutely.
And you know, there was something we can learn from this couple, is that when they started dating, they had the same standards for relationships. You know, they had different personalities, but in terms of the goals they wanted for their life, the things they wanted to do with their life, the fact that they wanted marriage, they wanted a committed relationship, they had the same values. And these things are important. When we talk about, you know, the different values that a couple can have, those different values can create huge problems if they're different, can be tremendously difficult to either raise your values or for the other person to want to come down. But personalities, it's okay for them to be different. It's not a problem.
You will always be different. Well, we are very different. And most couples that we come across are very different from one another. And it's even funny sometimes how different they are and how they still are attracted to one another. But, you know, you can live with being different from one another, but it's a lot harder to make a relationship work when you have different principles.
Absolutely. And sometimes
it can be a deal breaker.
Sometimes, you know, you start dating someone and you're worried that the person loves music and you don't love music, or the person loves football and you don't like football, or the person loves traveling and you don't. You know, these are things that can be compromised.
Yes.
They're not a big deal. You know, you may not love traveling, but you do it once in a while because you love the person. That's what you do. But when it comes to principles, when it comes to standards, when it comes to values, these three things, you can't bargain with them. Everything else, you know, it's a joy to be different. Everything else is okay. It's great that you guys are different. But if you are with someone who wants something completely different from you when it comes to life, if you are with someone who has different standards to what a relationship is, then you should have a very loud alarm bell going.
Yes.
And you need to make a decision, because if you say, look, I'll see what happens later, you are just postponing the inevitable, which is a really big problem.
Imagine if one of the two sees unfaithfulness as something normal. You know, what's the problem?
Or something that will happen.
Yeah,
you can't avoid.
everyone does it once in a while. I've heard people say that, and it's very sad. So you can't work with this, but you can work with other things, such as the person being a bit noisier than you, the person being a lot, you know, more disorganized. You can work with these things. And actually, as time goes by, we tend to reach a balance. When we got married, I was a lot louder than you, less organized and everything. But now, I've learned with you, and I'm sure you've learned with me, right?
Absolutely, of course.
So this is what happens, but lack of principles is a problem.
That's right. We hope that today's program has been helpful. Until next time, have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.
Well, that's all for today's Love Talk show. Be sure to tune in next week to learn how to love intelligently.
How